Hello and welcome to this GCSE science revision video called Biology on Evolution. In this video we are going to be looking at the theories of evolution, natural selection and classification trees. There are two main theories that you will need to know for the exam. First one is Darwin's theory. Darwin was a naturalist that developed his theory over a long period of time, gathering lots of evidence. Darwin's theory was evolution by natural selection. The key points of his theory were that individuals in a species show a wide range of variation. This variation is because of their genes. Individuals with characteristics most suited to the environment are more likely to survive and reproduce. The genes that allow these individuals to be successful are passed to their offspring. Individuals that are poorly adapted to their environment are less likely to survive and reproduce. This means that their genes are less likely to be passed to the next generation. So, given enough time, a species will gradually evolve. The second theory is Lamarck's theory. Lamarck was a French scientist who developed an alternative theory at the beginning of the 19th century. His theory involved two ideas. A characteristic that is used more by an organism becomes bigger and stronger, and one that is not used eventually disappears. And the second, any feature of an organism that is improved through its lifetime will be passed on to its offspring. However, we now know that in most cases this type of inheritance cannot happen. Lamarck's theory cannot account for all of the observations made about life on Earth. For instance, his theory implies that all organisms would gradually become more complex and simple organisms would disappear. Another way of looking at it is if a woman had her arm chopped off, then all of her offspring would also only have one arm. The theory of evolution states that evolution happens by natural selection. The key points that you must answer in every question about a natural question are that individuals of a species show a wide range of variation. Variation is because of differences in genes. Individuals with characteristics suited to the environment are more likely to survive and reproduce. So the genes that allow the individuals to be successful are passed on to their offspring. Individuals that are poorly adapted are less likely to survive, so don't reproduce, so their genes do not get passed on. The diagram shows that a species of bird likes green insects, so all of the insects with the gene to make them green get eaten, only leaving the insects left with the gene to make them orange, so only the gene for the orange colour gets passed on. The final section is classification trees. Evolutionary trees are used to represent the relationships between organisms. The diagram shows an evolutionary tree. In this evolutionary tree, species A and B share a common ancestor. Species F and G share a common ancestor, which itself is a shared common ancestor with species E. All 7 species share a common ancestor in the distant past. In your exam, you might be given specifically named organisms in terms of an evolution tree, but they always need to be described in the same way. So remember, when revising, start revising nice and early, switch off any distractions, and remember, quality revision is better than quantity of revision. Good luck with your biology exam.